Let me ask you something. If Ubisoft announced tomorrow that you could only replay one Assassin's Creed game for the rest of your life, which one would you choose? For a lot of fans, the answer would be instant Black Flag. And honestly, it's not even close. This wasn't just an Assassin's Creed game, it was one of the greatest pirate games ever made. The moment you stepped onto the deck of the Jackdaw, raised the sails, and heard your crew singing sea shanties while the Caribbean stretched endlessly in front of you, you knew this game was something special. Even today, more than a decade later, people are still asking Ubisoft for one thing. Please bring Black Flag back. Well, that wish might finally be coming true. Multiple reports and industry insiders suggest Ubisoft is working on a complete remake of Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. And if the rumors are true, this won't be a simple graphics upgrade. It could become the pirate game fans have dreamed about for years. But why is Ubisoft returning to a game that released over a decade ago? And more importantly, how much could they actually improve? Let's find out. Ubisoft has released a lot of Assassin's Creed games. Some were amazing. Some, well, let's just say they didn't exactly become fan favorites. But Black Flag? That game was different. Instead of making players feel like silent assassins hiding on rooftops all day, Ubisoft handed us a pirate ship and basically said, "Go cause problems." And that's exactly what everyone did. Players spent hours attacking enemy fleets, hunting legendary ships, diving into underwater shipwrecks, searching for hidden treasure, exploring tropical islands, and yes, completely forgetting about the main story because being a pirate was simply too much fun. Edward Kenway quickly became one of the franchise's most loved characters. Unlike many assassin protagonists, Edward didn't begin as a hero. He was selfish, greedy, always chasing money. But throughout the story, players watched him slowly transform into someone willing to fight for something bigger than himself. That character development made his journey unforgettable. But Black Flag wasn't only remembered because of Edward, it was the world itself. The ocean didn't feel like empty space between missions, it felt alive. Storms could appear out of nowhere. Massive waves crashed against your ship, whales jumped beside your boat, enemy vessels suddenly appeared on the horizon. Every time you left a harbor, it felt like another adventure was waiting. Even today, many fans still believe no pirate game has captured that feeling quite like Black Flag. Which brings us to the biggest question, why is Ubisoft bringing it back now? The answer is actually pretty simple, because players never stopped loving it. More than 10 years after its release, Black Flag is still regularly mentioned whenever people discuss the greatest Assassin's Creed games ever made. Just look at gaming forums, Reddit discussions, YouTube comments, or social media. Everywhere you look, people keep saying the same thing. Please remake Black Flag. And Ubisoft has definitely noticed. But nostalgia isn't the only reason. Gaming has changed dramatically since 2013. Back then, developers had to work around the limitations of older hardware. Today's consoles are far more powerful, which means Ubisoft finally has the chance to build the pirate world they probably imagined from the very beginning. And that's where things start getting really exciting. So, what could Ubisoft actually improve? Honestly, almost everything. And that's what makes this remake so exciting. Back in 2013, Black Flag already looked incredible. But compared to today's games, technology has evolved in ways we couldn't have imagined. Now picture this. You're standing on the deck of the Jackdaw just before sunrise. The ocean is calm, the wind gently pushes your sails forward, and the first rays of sunlight reflect off the water. Suddenly, dark clouds roll in. The sky turns gray, lightning flashes across the horizon, and massive waves begin crashing against your ship. Every rope swings, every sail reacts to the wind. Rain pours down, limiting your vision while enemy ships slowly emerge from the storm. That's the kind of immersion modern hardware can deliver. And if Ubisoft rebuilds Black Flag from the ground up, this is exactly the kind of experience fans are hoping for. But the improvements shouldn't stop with graphics. Imagine cities that feel truly alive. Crowded streets where every NPC has realistic daily routines. Busy marketplaces filled with merchants shouting for customers. Pirates arguing in taverns. Guards reacting more naturally to your actions instead of following predictable patterns. Even wildlife could become far more dynamic. Instead of simply swimming past a few sharks or whales, you might witness entire ecosystems at work, with animals hunting, migrating, and reacting to changing weather. It wouldn't just look more realistic, it would feel like a living Caribbean. And then there's the feature everyone wants to see: improved naval combat. Let's be honest. Destroying enemy ships in the original Black Flag was ridiculously fun. But imagine how much better it could be today. Cannons leaving permanent damage across enemy hulls. Wood splintering apart with every direct hit. Smoke filling the battlefield until you can barely see your target. Crew members rushing to repair damaged sails while fires spread across the deck. Instead of every battle feeling similar, each encounter could become completely unpredictable. No two fights would ever play out the same way. And if Ubisoft really wants to surprise fans, they could expand the world itself. The original Caribbean already felt huge. But modern hardware could support larger islands, hidden caves, underwater ruins, forgotten pirate forts, and entire regions that never existed in the original game. Exploration was already one of Black Flag's greatest strengths. Now imagine doubling that sense of discovery. Of course, visuals and gameplay aren't the only things fans care about. Many players are hoping Ubisoft keeps the heart of the original intact. Edward Kenway's story is one of the biggest reasons Black Flag is still remembered today. His journey from a selfish pirate chasing fortune to a man who finally understood the value of loyalty, friendship, and sacrifice gave the game an emotional depth that surprised many players. That story doesn't need to be rewritten. It just deserves to be experienced by a new generation with modern technology. And that's probably the biggest challenge Ubisoft faces. Fans don't want Black Flag to become a completely different game. They want the same adventure, just bigger, more immersive, and more alive than ever before. Whether it's enhanced parkour, smarter enemy AI, seamless exploration with almost no loading screens, improved stealth mechanics, or breathtaking next-generation graphics, expectations are incredibly high, because this isn't just another remake. For many fans, it's the return of one of the greatest pirate adventures ever created. So, will Ubisoft deliver? Right now, we don't know exactly what the final game will look like, and until Ubisoft officially reveals more, many details remain based on reports and industry leaks. And honestly, I don't know about you, but I'm already ready to hear those sea shanties again. What about you? If you could bring back one Assassin's Creed game as a full remake, would you still choose Black Flag or would you pick another classic? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more gaming deep dives, future technology, and everything happening in the world of next-generation games